Hey there, it's Karen. It's video blog number 2. I am feeling marginally better than yesterday. I have this thing going on in my chest that's just like, it's just kind of sitting there, you know, it's not moving around yet, so it's making me feel a little low, a little lower than usual. And I had lots of emails from you guys, thank you, being concerned that I was, stressed or overworked or whatever, and I can assure you, I work the same as I always work. I just work like a dog. That's I don't really carry stress around with me anymore. I tend to write, and I get it out, and it's done. So it didn't come from any stress or workload. I would say it probably came from a club I was at the other night where I went to see a band who had requested that I go and see them. And the drummer afterwards, came up and shook everybody's hands and was hugging everybody, and he got like right in my face and just lots of affection and love, which is all wonderful when you don't have a cold. And so he's apologizing for having this thing going on, whatever he had. But he was apologizing because he kind of sounded like I do now, all kind of hoarse and cruddy. And I'm like, you should be apologizing for like passing your cold around to people, Like, the cool thing to do, people, in a situation like that is just to go, oh, nice to meet you, but I have a cold, I don't want to give it to you. That would be nice, and everybody would understand. Totally everybody would understand. Because any of us who get these colds and feel it, it's awful. So you don't want to pass it around to people. And I remember up in Canada, like, during school years, and even at the office, everybody's coats and hats and everything just sit on top of each other in some cruddy cubby hole or something, and people don't keep their kids home. People have to go to work every day, so they go to work every day and they just kind of continue the sickness on. But I think that's why hand sanitizers have become so popular, but I don't use them because I feel like that's probably going to break down society's immune system just as a whole. We'll just become the sanitized society, and that's not good either. So luckily I pretty much never get sick, but thanks to this drummer just, being right on top of me in the bar like that, it's just like, thank you. So that's more why I'm feeling sick, but thank you for all your well wishes. I know I sounded extra cruddy yesterday. I thought if I maybe smile once in a while, it'll make the video look a little better today. I don't know. But I wrote another blog that I'd like to share with you guys, and it's called Passion. It's real hot and steamy. That's kind of the thing we think about, right, when we hear the word passion. And that's not what exactly this blog is about. If any of you know me, you probably think, that's probably not what Karen's blog is about. I saw an old online ad, Elizabeth Taylor, she had a perfume that was called Passion Perfume. And it was like from I want to say 87 or 89 or something. And so I saw this old ad, and I saw the word passion, because it's one of my favorite words, but I use it a little differently. I saw the word passion, and then I saw perfume, and kind of sparked my blog. So I'll read it to you. It seemed like a migraine in a bottle to me. Most perfumes do that. I have learned to appreciate the smell of a breeze. Well, not in the city, of course, but if you go to the ocean. The breeze entices us. It almost bullies us into submission. I grew up around lakes and streams, though, where the breeze was just faint enough to lure you into investigation. To me, this is what a scent should do. It should make you want more, and it should make you want to explore. I also like scents that are appropriate and indicative of the surroundings. I would prefer something be delicately represented rather than overwhelm a room in an attempt to control. Too many planted scents on us and around us force a reaction instead of encouraging this exploration. So suffice to say, I think tacking the word passion on at the front of perfume is ridiculous. Are you trying to sell us the idea that your perfume will make someone passionate? It's overkill to misuse such a fantastic word. Passion is way too dimensional to just insinuate the one meaning. Could it be part of the culmination of feelings? Absolutely. But boy meets girl, boy smells girl, boy wakes up next to girl isn't what ignited and then sustained the night of passion. If they truly did experience this once-in-a-lifetime event, as the ad would have you believe, there's a good chance there were some underlying factors. By definition, the word has several meanings. I recognize this. Passion can mean lust and desire or strong love, but can also mean strong hate. It can have a meaning of outburst of emotion. My favorite meaning is a strong or extravagant fondness, enthusiasm, or desire for anything. They gave the example after that, a passion for music. Well, of course, that's my favorite meaning. Do you know why it's the perfect example and why I think people will use it to explain their desire or make music or even listen to music? Because I believe the multi-tiered meaning of passion is right on par with the perpetual journey of music. It's no wonder that sparks will fly exponentially between artists and musicians. Because now you've ignited a passion in two souls whose multi-dimensional journeys have met at the intersecting point on the graph. Now, add extra elements onto your graph so it's third and fourth dimensions coming in, and then your passion is explosive. What dimensions can we add to heighten the passion? Well, of course, there are stimulants like alcohol and drugs, but what if you're going for that sustainable high? Why does our passion come and go like the seasons? I believe it's because it's generally based on something as thin as paper and inspired by a perfume ad. We tend to hate music without depth. I hear it from a lot of people. If they hate music on the radio, it's generally because it's produced for the masses with monetary intentions. So what is it about music we love that inspires us so much? Most people will say, I love it because it has depth. What are the third and fourth dimensions? We want to know there was a story behind it. But more than that, we want to know if there was a person behind it. Go list your top 10 favorite artists of all time, and I bet you know something about them. There's a background that they either shared with everyone, or the news shared with everyone, gossip, or even better, their lyrics shared with you. If lyrics have the ability to translate an individual's passion, it's pretty indisputable. There are certain visual artists and musicians in the world who undeniably rank as the passionate ones. You know them, not because you've dissected them, but because you have lived vicariously through them. Their passion is like the breeze. They don't get in your face and force you to love them. You love them because their breeze was faint enough to entice you into investigation. When we feel drawn to someone, it's generally because of our intrigue, that initial scent. But the depth of water which meets us around the corner could be a muddy puddle, or it could be the high tide which washes over us and we ride the wave of their power. Passion does have several tiers, but the one I want to be part of is the culmination of all of them. I don't want a single dimension which leaves me depressed and disappointed. I think many of us feel this way. Our passion for something we love comes and goes. I think the only way we can sustain it is by throwing ourselves completely into it. Our vulnerable side, our anger, our love, our courage. If there is something you love, you should do it even if nobody sees you. If you are frustrated that nobody sees you, is it possible that too many things are distracting you in the peripheral vision? Caring what someone on the outside thinks takes you out of the headspace needed to fulfill your art and creativity. Why? It's because your story becomes tainted, not told. I think if we become distracted, there is a potential for our passion to fade and consequently die. If we create because the passion burns under our skin to do so, how can it go anywhere? If you think your muse is dead or you have become uninspired, is it possible you are looking for it outside of your own honesty? By that, I mean being honest with yourself. When you sit down to write, draw, paint, or make music, are you questioning if your own work is worthwhile? Or are you doing it because you carry a wild enthusiasm for it? Too often we chase a society-promoted passion like perfume, when there is something in our own spirit waiting to have a relationship with us. If you have harnessed that, then you're ready to share it. But if you are sharing with the hopes that someone will love you or your art, and only then will you have adequate passion, may I humbly suggest you are doing it in the wrong order. What is amazing to me is that it's been raining outside, and I am unaffected like when I was depressed. I think it's because the things that I love to do are not dependent upon sunshine, and my imagination is so on fire lately that I don't have to look for inspiration. Okay, arguably, I was inspired today by a perfume ad to write, whatever. And I signed off, walking barefoot in the creek. I'm always, every time I do some kind of writing like this, I do a lot of reading as well. So sometimes I'm surfing around, sometimes I'm picking up books or whatever. And today's quote, and I always seem to have this quote of the day. You guys know this about me. I sometimes have several quotes a day. Sometimes I'll find 2 or 3 that I really love in a day from somewhere. I either search for them, or I am reading something and something pops out. I really love it when I'm reading a book and something someone says pops out. I got a quote today from Christian Nesselbovie, and he says, "It is the passion that is a kiss." Sorry, a hemi. It is the passion that is in a kiss that gives it its sweetness. It is the affection in a kiss that sanctifies it. And I think it's good to question whether or not we have this element of affection, and is this what makes it sustainable? You know, do we have an affection for our art and an affection for our music and affection for those around us enough to make whatever that is, that art, the music, the relationship, whatever it is, does that affection make it sustainable? So it was good to go on this kind of journey of how passion drives us. But then when I read that from Christian, just the idea that, yeah, passion gives the sweetness to this kiss, but it's really the affection that sanctifies it. So I think in each of our own lives, it's good to kind of look at everything we do and everything that we're involved in, and just ask ourselves, like, how much do we love it? And how much do we love life? And how much do we love people? And how much do we love our art and our music? And if we really love it with that affection, I think the passion keeps it going and everything, but boy, having that love for something you do, you cannot replace that. And the great thing about it is, not only can you not replace it, but no one can take it from you. And this is what I find, is that I have this armor on what I'm doing, where nobody can take that from me. And you know, we've talked a lot about in the blogs before about losing data and how people have lost a lot of their art and a lot of their music. And you know, like I remember Soda from Toronto just recently, just a whole bunch of her camera photography work was lost. And the thing is that, you know, our physical art might go away, but that thing that burns in us, that we have, it doesn't go anywhere. And if you have a strong attachment to who you are as a person and what you love to do, nobody can take that from you. And I'm happy to be at that point in my life. And so now I feel like it's my responsibility. I'm not a preacher, and I'm not a teacher, and I'm not a leader, but I do think it's my responsibility to share why I feel the way I do with others, in the hopes that it can inspire or just, you know, maybe cause somebody to think. But that's always been my intention. But what ends up happening to me in these community environments is I end up learning so much more from you guys. And that's that's kind of the kung fu kick that life tends to throw at us, and I love that. Where, you know, I think I got it all planned out. I'm going to go and share with people and inspire and everything. And then it turns out that that's what you guys do for me. And that's awesome. So I will tune in with you guys again and do another one of these video blogs. Hopefully one of these times it'll be just a really clear voice I have. And not have this chest congestion. So if any of you guys got a big baseball bat that you want to go find that drummer and, you know, just don't hit him, just, you know, threaten him or give him a little life lesson. That'd be awesome. I will continue with the vitamin C's and the blueberry teas and all those kinds of things. But anyway, I will get some rest and do everything I'm supposed to do. So thank you for your mail. All right, talk to you soon. Rock on.